You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
Welcome to another edition of the OHL in 60 podcast. I'm Reese Demaney along with Colin Ward. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. I mean, I guess it's technically not over. New Year's still coming up on Wednesday evening, New Year's Day on Thursday. But yeah, Merry Christmas and I guess Happy New Year coming up. We've got BC behind the scenes running everything for us here on the Armchair GM Sports Network's YouTube channel, as well as any podcast platform that you're listening to us on. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think this is a rarity, Wardy, us doing a show during the holidays. Usually we'll do our World Junior show beforehand, take a nice 2-week vacation to nowhere. We just don't record, I guess. But and then we're back afterwards. So this is a little different, but little opinion halfway through or just under halfway through the World Junior Hockey Championships in Minnesota. We have a number of thoughts on that, which we will get to later on in the show. Trades, a big part of what we're going to discuss, at least in the first half of this episode, as part of our OHL headlines for today's show topics, because the trade freeze lifted, at least for non-World Junior players, and some teams getting busy on the trade front before the deadline coming up in about a week and a half-ish or so, beginning of January. So we'll touch on that as part of our OHL headlines. The midseason media poll came out. We'll get to that as well in segment number 1. We'll stop for a break, talk about the World Juniors, a number of topics at the World Junior Hockey Championships, and then the OHL power rankings to wrap things up as we always do here on the OHL in 60 podcast. Just a heads up for anyone that is tuning in. We did record this a little bit earlier than usual. Normally we're Monday night recording, Tuesday night release, but we had some free time during the day on Monday. So we are recording Monday during the day with the episode debuting on Tuesday evening. So just kind of a heads up to anybody in case there is a trade that takes place, whether it be Monday night or Tuesday during the day wouldn't have made a difference because we still record Monday night. But a couple of things to get to before we get to the headlines, or before we get to the trades, I should say. Jimmy Lombardi has signed his entry-level deal with the Los Angeles Kings. I saw a few people out there saying that he was NCAA bound next year, no matter what happened. He cannot do that anymore because he's signed with the LA Kings. So congratulations to Jimmy Lombardi, and we're going to talk on the Flint Firebirds a bunch more, Wardy, but to see him get that ELC is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's right on. Definitely deserving 41 points in 34 games this season. Definitely deserving to see another Lombardi in pro hockey ranks next season. What a family of two guys. That's elite company. I mean, think about the Stalls with the amount they had before playing pro hockey. So congratulations to the Lombardi family, and definitely Jimmy's been a spark plug for that Flint Firebirds team this year. That's very dangerous.
Well, it seems like that last name is pretty popular. Ulysses Lombardi, who had made his OHL debut just a little bit ago. So
yeah, there's a chance.
If you're born with the last name Lombardi, whether you're related or not, it doesn't seem like it makes a difference. You're going to be a good hockey player. So
used to be the football.
Right. Yeah. Ethan Zada is the new captain in Niagara in St. Catharines. That didn't take long.
Nope.
Kevin He obviously being shipped out to Flint, which we'll get to that trade in just a few minutes here. But Ethan Zada wears the C, and it was funny. This all happened within I'd say probably a 20-minute stretch. I remember texting our group chat and just asking Brandon, like, oh, Kevin, he scratched, eh? Does that mean it's happening today? And then was it not even 5 minutes later, Brandon responded with, yeah, it's official now. I saw it on social media. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Was the
there you
C
go.
out before the trade was announced?
And then Zada. No, I think it was just after.
No, it was after.
But
it wasn't cold yet. Wasn't cold yet.
But no, I do remember that. I think Brandon said on the lineup sheet at the Meridian Center, it did have Zada wearing the C. So they kind of spoiled it before it was actually announced. But well, at least to the people in attendance. But Colin, I think I'm torn about this one. I don't really know why there was a rush to name a captain in Niagara. I mean, that's back-to-back years that Niagara's done that. Gavin Bryant, when he was traded, Kevin, he had the C. It felt like a minute later. I think this one was literally a minute later. But
Gavin Bryant had a minute later after Zach LaVoie.
So my personal opinion, if you're the Ice Dogs, I don't think you have to play the rest of the year with a captain. I don't think you do. You're in a position where, yes, would Zada probably be the captain next year? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have to do it this year. Just my personal opinion. Not that Zada's not deserving of it. He is, like I said, back next year unless he has one hell of a training camp and he makes the Tampa Bay Lightning. But I don't know if you have to play the rest of the year with a captain. I think for Niagara, it's not a bad thing to just play with A's the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, you definitely like the opportunity to be a captain of one of 20 teams. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool honor to be in that situation for Zada. Yeah, I kind of agree with you that everyone kind of knows who the captain is in the dressing room anyway, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Like, good opportunity though to grow your game. I mean, personality wise and maturity level. I mean, you got to be the leader every single day. Like, a lot that goes into being the captain. So that's a good opportunity for the development of the player. But yeah, other than that, he's been drafted there. He's stuck it out there. I'll say that. But I think it's a good opportunity for sure. Yeah, they throw the C around like it's nothing anyway. Sometimes I'll say that.
To the first trade of what seemed like many. Not really. 3, I guess. Yeah, that's enough for one day. But
the 28th trade deadline.
28th was a big day in the Ontario Hockey League, and it's funny, these two teams hooked up on the evening of the 28th in Sarnia. Logan Howery goes from the London Knights to the Sarnia Sting. London Knights get Ryan Brown in return. Colin, there's a lot of hype around Logan last year with what he did in Junior B and kind of the limited roles that he got in London when he did play for the Hunters and was in the lineup. So there was a part of me that was like, yeah, London's traded their high prospects before for veterans to try and win a championship, but they're not really in a position that this year for that.
No,
did this catch you off guard a little bit? Is it just change sceneries? What do you think?
Change of scenery. Honestly, I could see this coming the other day. I mean, before the break, when the London Knights were in Brantford, he barely played. Like, you could see this coming. 10 points in 34 games. Like, opportunities there. London, I mean, hey, when you make those acquisitions, when you acquire the Wassons, when you acquire the Creets, when you make those acquisitions, it pushes other 17-year-olds out the door too, because you can't have 4 lines of 17-year-olds. And I know London, by all accounts, if I'm the London Knights, I'm still moving my veteran players at the deadline, and I'm probably going to acquire another 1 to 2 good young players minimum at the deadline. So you can see this coming for sure for the Knights. Change of scenery was needed, like it was a change of scenery for Brown too in Sarnia, right? I think it's a great move. I'm very intrigued to see what Brown does in the Knights system. I think that's a deal on the wing where and honestly, I think it's a better player in the deal. I think London wins this deal right now. Like, I really like the Brown ad. You look at the points there in Sarnia, 23 points in 34 games. He boosts their power play, a London power play that really hasn't been great. He's a guy that can boost that a little bit. He's 18 years old. You get an extra 18-year-old and switch out a 17-year-old. Like I said, by all accounts, I feel like they're going to acquire a bunch of 17-year-olds here the next coming week. So by saying that, you got to get a little older to develop the Knights are always going to be a playoff team. They're always going to be a tough out, but this is kind of their version of starting the cell system in London. And I think for Sarnia, I think you get a good young player that can play, that's a centerman. You're not going to say no to that, right? I think both guys fit this deal perfectly. It's a change of scenery for both players. It's an opportunity for both players. And I think that we've saw a lot of that this year. This year has been the year. There's been a lot of big players moved already, but there's also been a lot of deals of opportunity deals, and guys have went other places and played well. You look at Dak and Erie, how good he's been, one of their top scorers since the deal. Like, you look at the Royston and Owen Sound, like the amount of play he's played and how competitive he's been there. Like, the amount of deals that there's been in the OHL this year of guys that just get shipped out and go to other places and start performing that just needed an opportunity. There's been a ton this year. And this is one of those, a good opportunity. However, gets to be a second line center, probably in Sarnia with what they are. He gets to play with some other good 17-year-olds in their draft year.
Yep.
Diorio, like, you look at the guys they have there, like, that's a great opportunity for Howery. And it's a better opportunity when he would have got over the next 2 years in London. So 2 seasons from now, you're 19 years old and you're still not getting the opportunity. That's a trade you look back on. It's like, hey, thank God I got that opportunity to go play in Sarnia. For Ryan Brown, he's got a chance to go pro. This trade gives him the best chance to be a pro hockey player by going to London. Change of scenery helps. He's always been on the cusp of being a point-of-game player. This might be the trade that makes or break. It either gets you over the cusp or you remain the same. But this is what you're going to get answers on what your career is, though.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
Absolutely. Moving on, Guelph and Kingston hook up for a deal that sets up Guelph pretty nicely, I'd say, for the Memorial Cup next year. This is a really nice piece that they're getting from the Kingston Frontenacs and Tyler Hopkins. Going back the other way to Kingston, Alex McLean, along with Saginaw's third rounder in 26, North Bay's fifth rounder in 27, Guelph's seventh rounder in 29, and then a conditional second round pick that was originally Kitchener's in 2027. It sounds like the condition might be based on Hopkins playing in the Ontario Hockey League next year. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I've seen and heard. But Colin, 2 teams that probably aren't going to compete for an OHL championship this year. I feel very confident in saying that. But again, the Guelph Storm are hosting the Memorial Cup next year. Kingston, they're after going for it last year, they're in the middle where they kind of have to sell off older guys. I shouldn't say have to.
They do, though.
But
I'll just say they do.
It's a little strong, but
they got to sell.
I mean, it's a deal that I think works out for both sides really nicely.
No, I'll say the Kings of Frontenacs have to sell. Their veteran players haven't been good enough this year. Their best players any given night are their younger players. You look at what Kuhlman's doing there. You look at the guys that they have there. Like, their best players have been their younger players. So I think you got to move. I think you got to move your veteran players. Allow these guys to play. Allow them to play in the Troy Man system. It's a process, the way they want to play the game. And I really like the deal. Like, you look at Hopkins, right? 25 points in 29 games. You see on your YouTube screen. Then you look at McLean. I mean, as a 17-year-old, you got 21 points in 31 games. Like, that's not a slouch. Like, that's a good pickup as a younger player. 30 games, 21 points in 30 games for McLean. Really, are you losing that much? Like, I think this is an opportunity to be even better. A younger player, you get an extra year out of McLean, competitive. I really like this deal for the Kingston Frontenacs. Last year, I was critical on their deals with Saginaw because I thought they gave away, here you go, here's everything. And I know when you love a player, the system, the coach, GM, absolutely love a player in their system, you would give up more than what I would think for that player. And props to them. They like the player. And if you like a player, you got to get them, right? So, and they did that. But I think this is a deal that gets you back. The Kingston Frontenacs desperately have to build up a draft cup board again. They have to after last year. They got to get picks. They get picks and a young player. That's what they need to do. That's what they did. They accomplished that. I don't think they're done by any means. I think you look at the veterans on that roster, it's not over. It is not over. And I think that's a really good deal for both sides. Guelph gets a center for next season, their Mem Cup year, and it gives them a chance this year in the first round. You don't know. Maybe, like, you look at that conference. You look at the conference in the West. I mean, Guelph's a tough out with the goal. They have a good young goaltending. They'll be good down the middle. They're going to create depth. Lane Gallagher will be back soon. They got him in the Jetlachenko deal. You look at the players they've acquired for next season. I don't know. Like they might be able to surprise teams and win around this year if you create depth. We look at Saginaw. We look at Saginaw the year before they hosted the Mem Cup. If they didn't trade Mintyukov, which they had to do, where's Saginaw that year? Like Guelph, you never know. Good young goaltending, great young defense. Getting younger on the up front, creating some depth there. I like their opportunity. I like the opportunity for Guelph this season, but obviously next year, the Mem Cup. This is a great hockey deal for both sides at both teams. Hey, they got to kind of get at it, right? Like Kingston, unfortunately, their window was last year. They opened it by doing the moves last year. This year, you got to get those picks back. They don't have the picks that others have. They got to get them back. This definitely helps. So, you got 2-3 more players there that are veterans. I'm looking on shipping them out. If there's guys with term that aren't back, that no term next year, I'm shipping them out. I'm all over 07s if I'm the Kingston Frontenacs. I'm all over it.
Yeah. And the big one of the day in terms of quantity, the Niagara Ice Dogs for year number 3 in a row trade away their captain. It was Zachary Lavoie 2 seasons ago. It was
like none other.
Gavin Bryant last season. This year it is Kevin He, along with the rights to Darcy DeWatcher, and Brantford's 4th in 26 and Niagara 2nd in 2029. Those 4 pieces go to Flint for Chase Hull, Sioux's 2nd rounder in 26, Peterborough's 2nd rounder in 26, Owen Sound's 3rd rounder in 27, Flint's 6th rounder in 27, Peterborough's 3rd in 2028, Kingston's 4th in 2028, and Flint's 3rd in 2029. And Colin Ward, you are on the record saying this is Niagara's best trade in the last 5 years.
Bookmark it. Yep, play it in the Meridian Center. This is a great trade, perhaps because it wasn't with the London Knights, but I think that I think that this trade was everything Niagara needs to do. Pick a direction. This is the direction you're going. You get draft picks. You got to continue to get draft picks. I know it is a tough sell right now for me to tell you folks in Niagara that this is what you have to do when you're just desperate for a winner. I know that, but this is the direction you have to go. Hearing Frankie Vola's comments after the game, and also you can hear that on the YouTube page here on the network, on Armchair GM Sports Network. You can see that on YouTube, the full interview with Frankie Vola. But that was a deal that they desperately had to make. Anybody that's not in the future plans of this team, so anyone that doesn't have terms, that is signed. So he'll be back next year unless he makes Tampa Bay, as we mentioned earlier on the show, Reese.
Yep.
He's back. But if you are not signed, or if you are not in it for the future and you don't have term, bye-bye. Adios. The Niagara Ice Dogs need draft picks. Unfortunately, hey, I hate to say this again to you Niagara folks, you need younger talent. I hate to say it, but you've had a coach there for just 1 year. Believe it or not, he's made it to Christmas time, so that's good. That's a start from past history. I like the direction they're going. I'm not trying to rip on them, but I like the direction they are going. I said that was the best press conference I heard all year from a general manager yesterday. It was unbelievable to hear the comments from Frankie Vola about coming from Windsor, and you look at Windsor. The Windsor Spitfires had to have a bad year to take massive steps forward, and they've accomplished that. Without a doubt, they've accomplished that. J.C. Lemieux, great pickup there. Hicks was a great pickup there, and obviously Ethan Belchas first overall. Those look at that for Windsor. Look at the step they took by having that year. Unfortunately, you have to move guys out to give yourself a chance. I think the Niagara Ice Dogs should be the biggest seller at the table right now after what they just got from Flint.
I'll ask you this then, Morty. For Niagara, do you sacrifice a playoff spot for the next 5 years?
Yep. Absolutely. Sorry. Absolutely. No, without a doubt. I'd rather fall from the best odds in the draft lottery to 4 than get swept 4 straight in the first round. Without a doubt. Because here's the thing. The gates aren't going to matter anyway. The gates are going to be horrible anyway because let's be honest, you're going to be playing a Tuesday and a Thursday night home game as the 8th seed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you get in the 8th spot, you're not going to be playing a great weekend game. So you're going to be playing a Tuesday or a Wednesday, Thursday game, but you're not going to be having the primetime games. It's the playoff series would start on a Friday, Sunday in the other venue, and then you would have to play a Tuesday, Thursday game or a Wednesday, Thursday game at home. That's how it's going to be. And I think that with this direction, it tells me everything. Everything in that interview, hearing about draft picks, hearing about wanting to acquire 07, that got me pumped. Like, I'm ready to jump through my screen right now and talk about that. I love that direction. They have a plan, and I'd rather have a plan like this and trust it after a guy who has a track record in Windsor, a track record in Oshawa. You got to trust it. I know it might sound like a broken record because, let's be honest, the last couple of years has been horrible. But you have to acquire draft picks. And then it relies stress on your scouting staff. It allows stress on your general manager in the draft. But at least it creates optimism. And boom, Chase Hall. See it on your YouTube screen. I know 13 points in 30 games is not a lot for an 18-year-old, but that is what you needed for this system. And I said it before with the Reed edition. I know you trade Wasson, who's a superstar goal scorer, whatever. But that is one of those moves there. I honestly think Reed looks better in the system than Wasson would have throughout the year. I like that deal for Niagara. I just wish they would have got conditional picks. I just wish they would have did that. But Chase Hall, a speedy winger, forward, can play the middle of the ice a little bit in the face-off dot. I would hope they play him a little bit at center, kind of transition him into the centerman spot in Niagara. He's 185, 5'11", so he's going to get bigger. He's going to grow. He's going to reach 6 foot because 185, you usually want round out a little bit there too. I think this is a really good ad for the Niagara Ice Dogs. I really like this deal. Both sides. Flint, it gives you some speed in the element that Flint wants to play the game, and Kevin He. Like Flint, they're a big team. You get Kevin He, who's 6 foot, 182, who can skate like the wind. I really like that deal for both sides. Flint, it's a great move. You get a leader. You get somebody in your system that puts you over the top, puts pressure on divisional rivals like Windsor to make a move now. Windsor, obviously, that was a big win. Does Flint have to make more moves than Windsor does to get better? Well, not necessarily. That term can really kind of change. Depends on how you're playing and what the now factor is. But I think that this deal for both sides is a really good deal. It's my favorite Niagara Ice Dogs deal in the last 5 years. I really enjoy this deal for them. I really do. I don't think of a world where this backfires. You have to take this approach. All of a sudden now the draft cupboard for the Niagara Ice Dogs is respectable. They have picks. They didn't have any draft picks. Now you do. And you saw it on the YouTube channel here, Armchair GM Sports Network YouTube page. Draft picks is a premium. And when I heard Frank say that he like draft picks, and I heard that they're still not done rounding out draft picks, to me that means there's another one coming with the Niagara Ice Dogs. That's writing on the wall to ownership. It's writing on the wall to the fan base, everyone in the facility. This is writing on the wall that it is not done. When any time you hear a general manager say you want that we're not done, we need more draft picks, what does that mean? Someone's getting shipped out. Yep. And I am 1,000% on board for this if I'm the Niagara Ice Dogs. Can you imagine the draft? The Ice Dogs ended up having like 4 second-round picks. Like, hey, for Niagara fans, I know I don't want to get too Brantford-centric, but the Bulldogs, we went through it in 2023. Talk with Matt Turek about that. You know, like, look at the Bulldogs this season.
Yeah.
Would you, if you're the Ice Dogs, would you rather have a chance to be in the upper half of the standings and give yourself a chance to legitimately compete for a championship? Or would you rather play one round this year in the playoffs? What would you rather do?
And in recent years, it seems like the organization is very hell-bent on hosting a Memorial Cup.
This gives you a chance for 2030.
Yeah, that's the thing. You start looking ahead, and it's like, well, you can't host after next year for another 3 seasons. So
and this gives you the window.
If you're far enough out, then that is part of the window, 100%. So
they would have the best window. You think about the teams. You think about the teams for 2030. You would have to start selling now. Oshawa, Niagara would be 1 and 2
this year or next year. I think next year would still be
1,000%.
Still probably get away with it.
This year would be the year you need to get young talent and draft guys. Next year would be the year you start to get the 17-year-olds for the year after.
Yep. Yeah.
Just
and then,
like the Saginaw did.
Yeah. And then the job is convincing them not to go to school, which is new. But
honestly, the Ice Dogs too, they've done pretty well with the commits, like getting Hage, like getting the guys they've gotten. This year was a pretty good year for the Ice Dogs, all things considered, with what the landscape is. Like, you look in their division with Brampton. Brampton got hammered with Ivan Kovac and Martone leaving.
Yeah.
You look at Niagara, they gained guys. So there's a chance if you can continue to sell and be able to sign players out of the NCAA that are free agents for nothing.
That brings up another topic, and we might be discussing it on next week's show. But with the rumors of Ryan Robrick potentially going to school, is he next?
I think in that system, I think it's got to be on the look. I think in that system, even if he's not leaving, I don't know. Like, he's starting to play better for sure. He looks good. He's looked good the last couple of weeks. Since that Brampton game there a couple of weeks ago before the break.
But
I like the way he looks, but I think in that system, even if he doesn't leave, I think you got to look at that.
If you are, and that's the thing. If you are planning on moving him out, I would think there are conditions on some draft picks that if he's back in the OHL next year, the Ice Dogs upgrade those picks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I agree. I think you got to get 07s, and you heard him. You heard Frank say 07s.
Yeah.
And I know with Robrick, he would be the package for them if they were to accomplish that deal. The package for them might set them for the next 2 years of success for the Ice Dogs, and how big that package could be with potential term, a lot of term with Robrick staying in the Ontario Hockey League. You look at some of these teams, like, they got a chance here to really build something that they haven't been able to build in this new ownership that they've had. This is the first chance they legitimately have an opportunity. Like, if I'm the Ice Dogs, I am all over that. Like, if you trade your captain, like at next week's time, if they already flip those picks or someone else, the Niagara, I will not have a lot of nice things to say about them. I will not have a lot of nice things. Pick a direction, choose it. Just why would you want to?
I don't know if that player's out there. Like,
I don't think so
I don't
either.
see a player that's out there that Niagara would look for to be a contributing factor for the next 2 years.
Man, do they really want to go through a series with Barrie again? Like, I don't know. Like, if I'm the Ice Dogs, and we talked about this a few weeks ago.
Realistically, for the Ice Dogs, I think we see it's an Ottawa, Barrie, or Brantford in round one. Mm-hmm. I think that's a realistic expectation right now. I'm not sure the Ice Dogs are a 4th or 5th place team. So if you're 6, 7, or 8, it's more than likely going to be Ottawa, Barrie, or Brantford.
Yeah.
So, again, however many games that'll be in a first round series, whether that's 4 or 5, do they push it to 6? Who knows? But again, it's a first round exit, right?
I'd rather get in.
And like you said, they're not the most ideal nights for home games in that first round.
Yeah. So what's the point? You're not going to grow a crowd. Honestly, in the first round, like, I hate to say that because I know ownership and you're going to get those home gates, but are you going to gain a lot of crowd on a Wednesday, or would you rather host a conference final game in 2 years where you're going to make that crowd back? Reese, you saw it before with the Ice Dogs.
Or be North Bay and go to the conference finals 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd rather have that with North Bay's success that they had. I know it sucks for North Bay, but I would rather have that. Like, you actually have a chance. Like, I'm more excited for this Niagara Ice Dogs deal than I would be if they acquired the best player available at the deadline. I'm more excited for this deal because I think that this is the best chance to give them a direction. It gives them an opportunity to be in the upper echelon again, like how it was in the old days in Niagara when they opened Meridian Center. It gives them an opportunity to get guys again.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you that chance to get the Robertsons from Kingston. Like, it gives you that chance, but it's just not right now. And I think every opportunity, like I say, I want London Knights to sell this year. I think that they should be selling, and I think the Niagara Ice Dogs should be selling too. I think those teams should be selling to give themselves a chance. Now, obviously, London Knights are always going to be competitive. Yeah. They're always going to be a team, but follow that pattern. Look what Windsor did.
Yep.
Windsor hasn't looked back, and they only had 1 year. I would take being dead last to be for the next 3 seasons, being in the top 3 in the conference any day of the week. Any day of the week. And I think it gives you a chance. Like, it gives you an opportunity to draft around your coaching staff, draft the way you want to play, get players that you like. And hey, as a new GM, you want your guys. You want guys that you want. These aren't guys that you brought in to sign. You didn't draft a lot of these guys. So you have an opportunity now to build off that. And I think that's a good opportunity for the Ice Dogs. I really do.
Yeah.
And I hope that they continue to build off this heading toward the trade deadline. Sell, build a draft cup board, get young talent, make it excitement for the future. And hey, be that old term, well, at least they're fun to watch. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what they have an opportunity to do here.
Yep. All right, let's get to the midseason media poll from the Ontario Hockey League that was released during the break over Christmas time. Question number 1. Which team most surprised you in the first half of 2025-2026? Ottawa 67s, 67%. The runner-up, the Flint Firebirds, at 28%. Yeah, Ottawa. Yeah. I think that's on everyone's list at the top. Well, I mean, I guess only 67%. But yeah, I'll admit I was wrong. I had them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
For the majority of this season. So what the Ottawa 67s are doing, and of course it's 67% for the Ottawa 67s. The kids are probably going nuts over that stupid meme or video or whatever the heck it is, because we're too old apparently to know what that is. We're in that phase where we're like, what are the kids these days?
I'm glad I don't know
about?
what it is.
But yeah, we're very happy we don't know what it is. Absolutely. Next up.
I have
Sorry,
Ottawa.
go ahead, Wardy.
I have Ottawa as my most surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, the 67s, like they went from and I have on here, they went from the biggest unknown to being the biggest contender in the OHL. Like that's impressive. And like the rumors of them swirling around and getting more players and buying, I mean, if it fits their system, look out for the 67s.
Yeah. Which underperforming first half team do you think has the best chance of turning things around in the second half? This one for me, like, is Owen Sound underperforming?
I think they peaked too early.
For what people thought they were going to be. Like, I said they were going to be my surprise team, but I said it in a way that if they're a 500 team, that's a good season for Owen Sound for what we saw for them coming into the year. And then all of a sudden, just out of the gate, they're just firing on all cylinders. They're at the top. You know, they're competing with Kitchener at the top of the division early on. And you're thinking, oh, what the heck? Like, are they underperforming now? Yes, they've lost 7 in a row.
And they peaked early.
And shout out to Greg Cowan for this stat. The 7 straight loss Owen Sound attack are facing the 7 straight loss unless things change Monday night against the Niagara Ice Dogs. Those will be 2 teams that'll be on long losing streaks heading into that game in Brampton and Owen Sound. Again, if the Ice Dogs win Monday night, which we are recording before that game happens. But for me, the Owen Sound attack, like before this last stretch, I wouldn't say they were underperforming. Are they back to earth? Maybe. But I wouldn't say they were really an underperforming first half team.
Yeah, I think they peaked too early. I think it's one of those things where they had the talks at the beginning of the year. We talked about it at the beginning of the year about where's guys going, where's Carter George getting traded, where are these guys getting traded? And I think maybe they got off that good start. Now this is what they are. I think at the beginning of the season, we were saying, hey, they're the 6th place team in the Western Conference on December 30th. Like, I think we would have said, okay, that's be where they are.
Yeah.
So it's going to depend on goaltending, right? And I think that this team is starting to play where they are. Not a 7 loss in a row type team, but I think that, like Bedkowski has to come back soon. He got hurt training there in the break, but I think that, Owen Sound is a good option. Like I think they peaked too early. I think they're a 500 team. I think this is what they are. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I had agree. North Bay as my underperforming first half team, and I had North Bay underperforming just because personal wise, the players. I think players' points are down more than I thought they would have been this year. When I look at North Bay's top half of their lineup, I thought they would have been a little more I thought it would have been a little higher, their points for players. would have been a little higher. So I think in that second half of the season, I think one bold take for me would be North Bay turns that around. And if North Bay starts to get these guys, their veteran players, scoring, look out for them in the postseason.
Yeah.
Like, there's a chance, there's an easy chance that North Bay, just 2 points behind Peterborough right now with the game in hand, gets home ice in the first round. I mean, 7 points behind Barrie right now. Like, there's a chance. Like, if their guys start to score and McIver in net, it's like the old saying, like, we talked about this before about goaltending, London or Ottawa's goalie. Who are you taking? Are you taking McIver or are you taking Horebic? That's another good question. Like, that's why I think North Bay, if they start to get individuals producing a little more, look out for them. Like, that's easy. That's an easy 1 to 2 more wins every week or every 2 weeks. However you want to put it. It's easier you'll get more points. You'll be more successful in the standings. And I think that gives you an opportunity. That's why I have the North Bay Battalion and where they're at, kind of in the middle grounds here in the Eastern Conference.
Runner up for this question, the Niagara Ice Dogs at 17%. Next question. If you had to pick one, what storyline more than any other has characterized the season so far? Leading percentage, the influx of NCAA bound talent into the OHL at 33%. Runner up, Brantford Bulldogs and their 23 game undefeated in regulation streak.
You know what I had? I have the Ottawa 67 saying, hey, not so fast, Brantford. Like, I think the NCAA thing has kind of worked out better than what I would have thought it was.
Yeah, and again, I think there was more emphasis. Like, a lot of people were focusing on how many guys were leaving and what names were leaving compared to, maybe not as sexy a name as Porter Martone or Jack Ivan Kovic.
Exactly.
The
top guys.
I know Gavin McKenna's from out west, but guys who don't have the big names. Like, I mean, for us personally, having a chance to see Cooper Dennis play, yes, he's an undersized player. Did he go undrafted? Yes. But he has been a really nice treat to watch in Brantford this season. Malhotra, again, a guy that's going to Boston, which, I mean, I think he's going to be signed. That's just my personal opinion. I think he's a good hockey player, and I think his NHL club might want to get him signed. But you think of the influx of the talent in the Ontario Hockey League, and again, they're not the big names that you're hearing day in and day out from years past, but they're coming in because this is the best development league in the world, and why not transition from the Ontario Hockey League to the NCAA if you can? Even stay an extra year or two, be a little bit more seasoned heading into the NCAA, playing against older players, right? It's not a bad thing whatsoever. It's, again, there was a big emphasis on who's leaving, and not, oh, this guy's coming in. This guy's coming in. Oh, cool. Oh,
look at the Ottawa 67.
It's like, yeah, exactly. There's been, I would say it's been a lot more positive than negative, which, again, a lot of people, I think, thought it was going to be the opposite. But, I mean, the Brantford Bulldogs one is very intriguing to think about. The 23 games in a row where they didn't lose in regulation, that is very impressive.
I think Ottawa hanging in there, being first place in the conference.
Yeah, like this. I don't know.
Where do we pick Ottawa? I picked Ottawa to be 8th at the beginning of the year.
I think I had them 9th. I'd have to look again, but I think I had them in 9th.
I just think that's incredible that they're hanging with a team that everyone picked to win, no problem. Everyone penciled them in to be in Kelowna, and they're just saying, hey, not so fast.
Yeah, you know what? And I think the thing about this Bulldogs run is that it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Cool. It gets some regular season points. It means absolutely nothing. And Jay McKee will be the first one to second that motion. It means nothing. Points. It means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. And I just think that's why I think it's an incredible run by Ottawa. I think they're the most underrated team.
Yeah.
Because they're right there.
Man, I don't think they're underrated anymore.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Like that's right.
Yeah.
Especially looking at my poll. My poll is all Ottawa.
Yeah. Most outstanding player as of right now, 44% Nathan Aspinall, 28% Jake O'Brien.
Really? I wonder what my percentage is. This is impressive. This is impressive because you're 9th place in the Eastern Conference and you have the second leading scorer in the OHL. When is the last time this has happened in the OHL? Kieran Walton, 48 points. That's incredible. Like, Remember
Yeah.
Sudbury started how bad they were?
Yes.
That
Albeit without him.
And then Walton comes back.
Yep.
Now, man, he's second in scoring on the 9th place team in the Eastern Conference. That's incredible. I don't know if it's MVP worthy, but that's definitely right now. If you take Aspinall or O'Brien, if Brantford and Flynn have their full lineups and you take those two players out of the lineup or take Walton out of Sudbury, look at the difference. I think Brantford and Flynn are still a lot better without those two guys than what Sudbury is without Walton. We saw what they were like without Walton at the beginning of the year. I think the biggest thing too with this is for Kieran Walton, what if he gets traded to a big team? What if he gets traded to Brantford?
That might be the first deal that Sudbury's. I shouldn't say one. That's probably not the right word. That might be the best deal Sudbury's made with Brantford over the last 5 years.
What if he gets traded to Flint?
The last two have not been awesome.
What if he gets traded to Flint? Flint, big team.
Then Windsor's really panicking.
Yeah, because Windsor's another team. What if he gets traded to Windsor and plays with Greentree and Spellacy? Or Belchez, big guy.
Yeah.
Man, if Walton gets traded to an elite contending team, the Windsors, the Flints, Brantford, Barrie, I don't know what Barry's going to do, but
yeah,
maybe Ottawa. What if he gets traded to one of those top 3 in a conference team? Kitchener. If he gets traded to those teams, where's Walton? He's rating them. He's probably the favorite. That's why I think with Sudbury, if you can do all that damage with Sudbury, no offense to Sudbury, but you're in 9th place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. No, there really is zero reason to keep him. Zero.
Big time you watch, though. Now they're going to go trade for now they're going to go make a Kevin He deal tomorrow, and we're all going to be fired up next week.
Oh, man. I might be more fired up for that than you would if Niagara did something like that with all the picks they got.
100%.
It might be bad.
100%. Yeah. That would be terrible. It'd be a terrible move. I just think it's a good opportunity. I really like the deal. I would really like this deal for Sudbury to move on from Walton and give him the opportunity to go somewhere and end his junior career successfully. Yeah. And I think he's right in the mix. He's earned that chance to play for a contending team. I just don't think the Sudbury Wolves are going to be a contending team this year. I know they're not. I just think this is a good opportunity for him to go somewhere and win the Red Tilson. There's a legit chance. If he goes to Flint, you imagine him and Aspinall, 2 big forwards like that. He fits Flint.
Yeah.
If they have the picks to do it, I think if I'm the Firebirds, I'm all over that.
Next, who do you view as the OHL's top 2026 NHL draft prospect? And we have the Wardy Special, a tie. Caleb Malhotra and Chase Reed with 33% of the vote. Runner-up Ethan Belchez. They did not include the percentage for him, but Malhotra and Reed currently leading right now. I agree with this.
Yeah, I have Malhotra.
This is one I would agree with for sure. Again, I'm not a big tie guy, even though I had it 2 or 3 weeks in a row on the power rankings.
You're one behind me on ties here. We might be tied for ties.
Yeah,
oh, God, we're tied for ties.
Oh.
I haven't had one since the first month
of
this
God.
Season.
That's man. If anyone listening on the audio platform wondered what that noise was, I dropped my mic in frustration that I was tied in ties. But Caleb Malhotra for me as well. I don't want to say that was a Captain Obvious pick, but because Chase Reed has had a really nice season for the Sioux Greyhounds.
He's a top defenseman, Chase Reed, but I just like the top line center.
Yeah, absolutely.
Center, a top line defenseman's huge. It is big. To get the top pairing defenseman, it's huge. But to also get a top line center like Caleb Malhotra is going to be similar to Chase Reed, I think with a center like that, you win. You possess the puck, and especially now in the game, it's all about possession. And I think for Malhotra, I think he's honestly he's going to be one of the top picks in the draft. I think as a centerman, he's the best center right now in the NHL draft.
Yeah,
a lot of wingers.
Yep. Which OHL player do you view as the most NHL ready? Cole Baudouin of the Barrie Colts with 28% of the vote. The runner-up, Jet Luchenko, now with the Brantford Bulldogs, 22% of the vote. Both those guys, of course, part of Team Canada right now at the World Junior Hockey Championships. Baudouin has an A for Team Canada as well. Jet Luchenko chasing that championship before he moves on to the National Hockey League full-time. Colin Ward, who is your most NHL-ready OHLer right now?
Watching Jet Luchenko play, and obviously in person a lot, Jet Luchenko is an NHL player playing in the OHL. I know Baudouin is an elite player, but I think Jet Lachenko, he's played the NHL games already. He's had experience there with Philly.
Mhm.
Talking with Danny Briere earlier this season about Jet, like the potential for him in the NHL. Like the Flyers are excited. That's why, it feels like it's an OHL right to the NHL type move. He's not going to spend a lot of time in the AHL, if any. And I just think for Jet, like he's an NHL player playing. He's already showcased his capabilities at the NHL level, and he's performed pretty damn well in those chances. So I think Jet Lachenko is an NHL player playing in the OHL, and that's why Jet Lachenko is my most ready player.
Also, you can tell how much Philadelphia Flyers fans watch their prospects develop. There are a lot of people on Flyers Twitter writing off Jet Lachenko just solely based on 2 games at the World Juniors. So clearly Eastern Pennsylvania, not friends or family of junior hockey, and watching Jet Lachenko on a nightly basis, just judging him at the World Juniors over 2 games. That's part of that I guess that would be my be better point. It's 2 games. Let's tone it down a bit.
Yep.
The Flyers are not competing for a Stanley Cup within the next 5 years. Let's calm down. Let's take it easy. Although I'm still hoping they'll win a championship before the Leafs do, which I think every team will. So, who has been the OHL's best goaltender so far this season? Ryder Fedorov of the Ottawa 67s getting 78% of the vote. Ben Hrebeck, the runner-up at 17%, which not really a surprise for Hrebeck. He had a really good year last year in split time in the net with the Colts, and now that he is the true number 1, he's showing off right now. But Ryder has been a very nice surprise. Again, goes back to the earlier question, which storyline has characterized the season so far? The influx of NCAA-bound talent in the OHL. Circle this man's name. He's been really good and one of the main reasons why the Ottawa 67s are number 1 in the OHL right now.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite goalie to watch this year in the OHL. I love watching Ryder play. I absolutely agreed. Best goaltender so far. You look at the goals against where he's at. You look at the save percentage where he's at, top 2 in each. Wins, he's in 4th in the OHL. Shutouts, he's in 1st. I mean, he's very well close to a triple crown here in the OHL for his numbers this year. So that's been cool. I think he's been great. Like, every given game that he plays, he's going to give you a chance to win. And that's why it's no secret the Ottawa 67's on a 7-game winning streak right now. Why? Play like that. Play from your goalie. And that's why they're going to be one of the most dangerous outs in the playoffs, because their goaltending's been the most consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, last question. Which team do you think wins the 2026 OHL championship? A whopping 94% chose the Brantford Bulldogs, the runner-up. The Windsor Spitfires at 6%. My runner-up would have been Flint as of right now.
My runner-up Flint too.
But Brantford's not done. By the way, for anyone wondering, they're not done yet. This is not a finished product. What you saw in Kingston and Ottawa, and this is no knock at any of the younger players that got an opportunity to play for the Brantford Bulldogs. This is what happens when you have a lot of highly skilled players that go off to the World Juniors. The Ottawa 67s did not beat the Brantford Bulldogs on the final game before Christmas. Like, let's tone it down a bit. I'm going to get to that in the power rankings. Yes, Ottawa probably provides the toughest test for the Bulldogs. I think that's a pretty obvious comment by me. But let's actually look at that game a little bit deeper than the score. I know it was 6-0. You're missing a third of your top 6 up front. You're missing half your blue line. That's all I'm going to say until we get to the power rankings. But Brantford would have been my pick as well, Colin. I'm going to assume it's probably yours as well.
Yeah, Brantford's my pick, I think, and for that reason, I have the D-core. The D-core is the best D-core in the OHL. They have NHL D on their team. I mean, you look at the amount of defensemen that aren't going to play in the NHL. That team, there's not a lot. I mean, Vlad Drevetsky's your 6th defenseman, and the guy's going to be a first-round pick in the NHL draft this year. This screams everything about where they're at right now. Down the middle, though, they have to get better to win an OHL championship. They're dead last in the dot this year.
Yeah.
They have to get a lot better in the face-off dot to legitimately win a championship. Because if they they're losing puck battles in the face-off dot in the playoffs, they're not going to win an OHL championship. That's just the reality of it. Is when's the last time the dead last team in the OHL in the face-off dot has won an OHL championship? I don't think that's ever happened. So that's one thing that has to be a lot better for the Brantford Bulldogs to win an OHL championship. On paper, right now they're the best team. That's why I have them. And if they don't figure out their face-off dot, they're not beating the Ottawa 67s in a playoff round. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And the history shows for that too in the first round matchup 2 seasons ago as well with Dave Cameron and the way he matched up against Brantford. And I think that's what Ottawa is going to do in the deadline. I think they're going to go out and get the best centers available, 1 through 3 lines, match up, center v center. And we're going to say, hey, we're going to out face off you. And that's why we're going to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to forecheck the heck out of you. And we're going to win face-offs, and you are not beating that. So that's probably what the 67s are going to do, and they've already showed that so far. And some of the rumors as well swirling. I mean, that's what their plan is, and I think that's a dangerous plan for the 67s. So I think it gives them a great opportunity.
Yeah. We're going to can the break. We're already at 50 minutes into the show, so let's just keep on rolling. Quick World Junior update. Obviously, we're not even halfway through the World Junior Hockey Championships yet, so just kind of give our thoughts and I mean, maybe more specifically on Canada. We're not going to talk about attendance. I saw this coming. Not going to lie, and that's not to toot my own horn. I'm not surprised the crowds suck.
Well,
did they really think it was going to be as good as Buffalo? Like, come on. Like, St. Paul and Minneapolis are not right across the border.
Yeah.
Well, I say that based off of, we saw tweets swirling around that, the Wild thought that they would really benefit from all the Canadians traveling across. And it's like, do they realize how far away the border actually is from St. Paul and Minneapolis? It's not honestly, Buffalo. It's not right there. And it's not Detroit. It's not right there.
Honestly, I wish they'd go to Seattle.
Dumb. That is dumb.
I wish they would have put it in Seattle. Vancouver, BC's
that's
right
still
there.
Not right there.
Yeah,
Seattle's
but it's still
2 hours. Isn't it
still,
hour and a half, 2 hours away?
Yeah, but look at the Jays. Look at the Jays in Seattle. Like that would be sweet. And you have the OHL there. You have the WHL arena there too. Like it gives you an opportunity. Plus, like it's out west. It's more west. I know this is pretty central, but I think it was unrealistic to think you're going to have as good a success as Buffalo did. Just my personal opinion.
Absolutely. That's a stupid take. Yeah.
Well, no, absolutely. I think that the biggest flaw on it is going to Minnesota is I think me personally, I thought that's why I wish I could see it in writing. Like, I just think that with going to Minnesota, I just think it's more, it's the state of hockey, as I quote that on YouTube that I was watching.
Yeah.
Like, it's the state of hockey. Well,
0 Stanley Cups. Yeah.
Well, I think it's more that
you lost an NHL franchise too.
Well, I think it's there because I think that the state of hockey, it's more to grow the game in that part of the states, because you've heard it our whole lives about, Minnesota's the state of hockey. It's the state of hockey. Okay, then let's see people show up then to the World Juniors. Let's give them the World Juniors.
Yeah,
right?
That's fair.
And that's why I think of that, because maybe it's the state of hockey. So maybe more games will sell out because we'll have more people in the state of hockey. Keep quoting that. But it's like, maybe that's what they thought. Well, maybe we will have a prospect on Czech Republic like Adam Banach, and people will go watch Czechia play because Adam Banach's there and he's having a great season in the OHL. So we'll go watch him down at the university in his Group B. But there hasn't been that. And I think that's kind of the biggest flaw, that I think that Minnesota, the American fans themselves, aren't going to those other games. Like, remember when, I hate the tournament in Toronto. I hate it like that. I did not like that at all.
That was facts.
Big time. I want London Kitchener. But the problem is with London Kitchener, London's going to put the pricing up so much that it's not going to be junior pricing. It's London. You look at Knights tickets and the way they are now this year, they would put the pricing up.
Toronto's the same.
Big time. Toronto's even more because it's an NHL pricing to watch junior hockey.
I have a feeling Edmonton's going to be like that next year too.
Big time. Best games will be at Red Deer. But I just think with the, I know the junior market, and I know But you look at Toronto when Toronto hosted. Remember that, was it Denmark, Latvia, or maybe Latvia? Like, they had 14,000 in a Latvia game, and it wasn't even Canada playing. Like, Buffalo had the same thing. Like, Buffalo was the best one because you'd sell out the Canada games and sell it in pretty well, at least 75% full the American games.
Yeah.
This is not even going to be
Saber
close.
crowds.
Exactly. On game time, American Ticketing Gap, you can go on there and look at the World Juniors. Look at the game for the New Year's game. It's probably a little bit more.
Here,
but
I got you.
Look at the game. So, Reese, we're recording Monday. It's almost 1 o'clock right now, December 29th. Look at the pricing for tonight's game. Last game, you can get tickets for $7. $7.
Man, that's the dream.
Yeah, like, it's just hard to make it there. And plus, honestly, I'm not getting all politically, but no Canadian wants to go to the States anyway.
Yo, so we got to hold up hockey for a second here. So I just typed in World. I start typing in World Juniors on Game Time.
World Cup.
World Ballet Company. We sell tickets for that?
Not at the University of Michigan?
Damn it, it is.
There's no way.
Ann Arbor, Michigan Theater. Are
Bryce
you
Underwood's the lead
freaking
act.
kidding me?
I know where Sharon Morris.
Oh. Cheapest ticket is $84.
So it's still high.
Yeah.
Wow, so it must be a decent crowd then, because the other night I looked, and it wasn't great.
Yeah. So, I mean, and yeah, we'll look at this, but when you think about the Team Canada versus Latvia game, we're not really going to look at Canada versus Czechia. That game was just on its own level. It was a shootout. It was
that pace was unreal.
It had a lot. OHL talent aplenty in that game between Czechia and Canada. But when you look at Canada Latvia, I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, remember the days when Canada would beat Latvia 10-0, or it'd be Denmark 10-0, or Kazakhstan 10-0. And then we see Finland beat Latvia 8-0.
Well, Latvia, we know all about that.
I don't know. I don't know if I really. But should Canada have won worse than 2-1 in overtime? Sure.
They outshot them 38-27 the shots.
But there's also a history of some guy just absolutely being a brick wall in the net against Canada.
Yep.
That's just been the history. Like Olympics, World Juniors, World Championships, we've seen it, albeit Canada's best not always at the World Championships in the springtime.
Sidney Crosby, he goes every time. That's cool.
Yeah, well, especially now. Pittsburgh's not very good.
But that's cool he goes, though. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
That's neat he goes. That's why he's the captain.
It reminds you of the complete opposite of a baseball player that would refuse to play for Canada unless he played for shortstop. That was a complete joke.
Russell Martin and then Jordan Romano playing for Italy.
Yeah, fake Canadians. Not real. That's a joke. Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
And then Blue Jay fans, and then Maple Leaf Blue Jay fans.
Freddie Freeman plays for Canada, but,
Yeah, then Maple Leaf Blue Jay fans, here we go. Start the lawnmower, Jose Valverde.
Oh, my God.
Like, Maple Leaf Blue Jay fans, and every single time, like even Vladdy, he's Canadian. No, he's not. I know he's born in Montreal, but he's Dominican.
Yeah, he's Dominican. Yeah, absolutely.
But such a joke. Like Jordan Romano, they put the Maple Leaf thing on his thing. I'm at the game asking, who did he play for at the Worlds?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, I cannot stand that. It's like these college players that go to schools for brands and then bounce. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just using him.
But, I don't read much into that, Colin, as much as other people do, that 2-1 overtime game against Latvia.
I don't either.
Like, you won. Who cares?
Move on. It sucks you didn't get the extra point for sure. It sucks you only got 2 instead of 3. You definitely need Finland to beat Czechia.
Yeah.
But I think if Finland beats Czechia, you take care of business. This is a joke. We're laughing about it. Like, you won the game. Could have been a lot worse. You could have got 1 point, but you need Finland to beat Czechia, and then things could work its way out. Even if Finland wins in overtime, just to win, it would do it. It would even everything out. So
Well,
I
even
look
that,
at it as if like Canada, like
even
the
that, you
biggest-
take care of business against Denmark, then all you have to do is beat Finland, and you finish
Yeah.
first. Also,
Absolutely.
finishing first in your pool is not the be-all, end-all. You get to
Yeah.
the quarterfinals, like, we've seen how well it's worked out the
Well,
last
hey,
few
this is
years.
the whole we want Florida over Boston in the
Like-
second round for the Maple Leafs, and then you get Florida and get bounced.
That was
This
awesome.
is
Good times.
that's what winning the group starts to turn into, because so everyone's so worried about playing the U.S. in the quarters.
Yeah.
It's like lots got to happen for that anyway. Like,
Yeah.
relax,
So,
like let it play out.
yeah, they won. They beat Latvia. They won. Like, leave it alone.
That's their
But-
Stanley Cup. That's their gold medal. That is their gold medal game for Latvia. And we saw that firsthand when they played Finland. When they played Finland, they had nothing. They had absolutely nothing in the tank. And
Yeah.
the reason why is because Latvia literally gave it all against Canada. You could see it in their play. If you watch the Finland game on Sunday and you watch the game against Canada, it's like you could tell there was no jump at all against Finland. Like that, and that's a tough back-to-back for a team that has everyone playing in junior leagues in Europe that isn't a Division I junior league. Like, it's tough. It's all about, okay, can our goalie make 50 saves this game? If he does, we'll have a chance to win 1-0. If not, we're losing 8-0. That's the way the game goes. So
Yep.
and it's tough.
Absolutely.
That's the way their countries are. They pick for one game in the group. Last year it was Canada. They were up for this game this year against Canada, and you're going to get everyone's best, right? Like, it's like when you're a top team here in the OHL. Every given night when you play a team, you're going to get the best effort out of the team. That's just the way it's going to be. And I think this is what's happening. This is what happens when you're Team Canada.
Well, and they bring up a good point on TV during the broadcast, like the Germans and you know, when you look at the Danes, the Latvians, like their goal is to make the quarterfinals. Like,
I want to play relegation.
Obviously, they're looking to win. Don't get me wrong; they want to win a gold medal.
I wish they aired the relegation games.
I mean, that'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be
wish
nice.
they aired them.
But yeah, they want to avoid the relegation games. That is what they fight for in the pool. They want to play competitive hockey. That's what those 4 games are to play well enough to get yourself to the quarterfinals. Because it's going to be a struggle. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Is Latvia ever going to win a gold medal? Probably not. Is Switzerland ever going to win a gold medal? Probably not. Denmark? Probably not.
A lot of these guys
Could
are going
it
to be the only time
happen?
they get to play in
Yes.
North America.
It's not impossible. Does it have a good chance to happen? No. So realistically, they play for a quarterfinal berth, so they don't have to put their fate in one game and potentially go back to a lower division.
Well, you think about
that is what their group play is based off of.
Well, you think about those 3 teams, Germany in particular. You look at Germany. If Germany gets relegated a month and a half before the Olympics start, and you're going to have guys like Draisaitl, Stützle, Seider on your Olympic team. If Germany goes to the quarters and is a tough out leading up to the Olympic team with guys that I just mentioned, talk about great for German hockey.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great opportunity for German hockey. Like, with the Olympics here too, it kind of raises the stakes for some of these teams, right? Like, Denmark has a lot of guys in the NHL, right? Like, Latvia, like, it kind of it grows the game in your country when you get these guys that come over to the World Juniors, and it kind of starts a mold leading into the Olympics that are in 5-6 weeks time. That's huge to grow the game in your country as well. So I think it's exciting. Like, I think it's been a good tournament. The one thing is with Canada, though, Reese, that really, and I mean, we talked about this before coming on today. I think that with Canada, the tournament's not going to be like the old days. Like, I think the problem is social media plays this tournament as if it's like the old days. You look at all the highlight clips, like all the promo clips is all like the double Dion, like the big hits.
The Eberle goal with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, but the physicality parts in the clip, it's not the same as it was. The game is actually called a lot tighter than what it used to be in that time as well.
Yeah.
You look at the double Dion hit, that's an interference, and that's an interference now in the tournament.
Modern hockey.
The way you watch the tournament called now, that's interference. Like,
there's also no Russia.
Exactly, and there's an extra physicality booster. Yep. Like, that boosts more things. It's a less.
There's the history of Canada, Russia. There's the history of Russia, United States.
Remember the group of death when you used to have a group of 3, like Sweden, U.S., Russia, or it would be Canada, US, Russia, like all in the same group.
Yep. And
That
again,
is
this is no knock at the countries of Latvia, Denmark, and Germany, but that's a tournament without one of those three. And it's another powerhouse that can win a gold medal.
I will say this. The physicality, I think there's a lot of guys that have been ghosts for Team Canada, like that haven't been impressed with at all, who should be better. But I will say this for OHL content. I really like the way Brady Martin's playing.
Oh, yeah.
Loved his comment about what's going to happen when you hit adversity, and he said probably go hit somebody.
Love it.
I love that. I love the way he's playing. I did. Like, I think he's playing so well, and Zane Pareka, another one as well. But you look at Brady Martin, the way he's playing for Team Canada right now, he's brought in everything to the table, and I think that's the type of player you need at this tournament. Out of the OHL, he's been my favorite player out of the OHL right now on this Team Canada team. And I think that it's very exciting to see that. And honestly, another big takeaway, we talked about this before on air, the NCAA players really aren't that much better than the OHL players if they're gonna go talk about how big of a development league it is. Like, it's not that much better. Like, it's like
Wardy, it's
like the old money grabber.
Wardy, it sounds like you're describing the CPBL versus OBA.
Yep. Exact the same thing as it is. Like, it's the exact
My parents
same
have 20
thing.
grand, so I'm gonna
All
go
it is
play
is
for an elite team.
700,000 or more than that for McKenna with the rumors.
Yeah,
With
but was
Pegula
it
stepping in,
750? I think.
Come on.
That you know what? Yeah, I'm and
there's nothing in Penn State. Happy Valley, there is literally nothing there. There is nothing
sweet
there.
football season, guys. Good one.
I think they won their bowl game though. They have nothing there. In Happy Valley, there is nothing. Like, it's a drive from Pittsburgh. It's a drive to Philly. Like, it's not like it's near the city. Like, it's nothing big. So, all the best. I mean, for branding, I mean, they're always going to be the third, fourth team in the Big Ten. Like, I mean, this is more football wise, but they're never going to be a top.
I mean,
hockey now with McKenna signing is a big one for their brand, but
hockey, they're third. Michigan State are way ahead of them.
Yeah, like, I just think, like, where it is, it's all dollars. I saw it in baseball, and I just think this reminds me a lot of that. I watched the guys in the OHL on Team Canada. I feel like it's only there because you're getting the bag, and that's why you're bouncing. That's honestly, don't say it's for the development, it's for the money, and it just shows that in the play here. I just hope that guys step up here, make some big hits against Denmark, and really have it going into the New Year's Eve game. Just be more competitive, be harder on pucks, and just play a full 60. If the Canada can play a full 60, the questions are over. I mean, if you win 2-1 in overtime, outshoot a team like that, I really don't have a problem. I just want to see controlled play, smart hockey.
Yeah.
And leading into the New Year's game. If not, it might be a tough one against Finland, but it's only 2 games in the tournament. I think the telltale will be the Denmark game. Obviously, it's after the fact now, but we're going to know a lot coming into the Finland game after the Denmark game, good or bad. So I can't wait for that. But all in all, I think that Canada, they're where they are for a reason. And I think everything's kind of worked out, but love the way Brady Martin's playing.
They are 2-0.
Also, TJ Ginla looks really good.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I love his game. I mean, I'm old now, seeing like Jerome's son. But man, he looks good. I love the way he plays. I really like the way he plays. We'll get to see him in the Mem Cup, but I really like the way he plays the game. Hard on the puck. Like, he just plays like his dad. He's a throwback.
By the way, one thing to keep our eyes on, Liam Greentree. That was a good point, BC. 22 seconds time on ice in the game against Latvia. So we'll see if that trend continues or not, if he gets a little bit more of an opportunity,
you know what,
moving forward. But
you know what about him? At least I'm really hoping Liam Greentree has that chance to play another 22-second shift, but has a really good one, makes a big play, and becomes the storyline like Akil Thomas was last time Dale Hunter was there. Yep. So if you're Liam Greentree, stay ready, because looking at Akil Thomas' story back then, you're going to get a chance eventually. So stay ready.
Yep. All right. time to wrap up the show with our power rankings for this week. And obviously, when we're recording, there are no power rankings that the Ontario Hockey League has released. But for us, we can still do ours. Colin Ward, kick things off. Who is number 5 on your list?
5 for me, and I think it's very close with the 4 spot as well, especially the way they've been playing. Kitchener Rangers, winners of their last 4. Rangers are the 5 spot.
Windsor's in my 5 spot. They've won 2 in a row. Their past 10, not as good as Kitchener, albeit Windsor's got 3 more points. But I think Kitchener's on a little bit more of a roll right now, and this is mostly time biased. So give me the Kitchener Rangers, even though they lost power in their arena on Sunday. So
that was awesome.
That's maybe that's why they didn't win the Memorial Cup bid, but no, there was a pretty. It was
the reason.
It was pretty wet outside on Sunday, so they probably lost power because there was a pretty good storm that came through.
Yeah, it was brutal.
But who's number 4?
Right
Who's number 4, Colin?
4 for me, the Windsor Spitfires. Wins your last 2.
Yeah.
Look at their goals for and against really is the only redeeming quality of why I think they're the chance against Flint. It's not even close. Like the goals for and against with Flint,
oh no. Well, goals for is just 1, but you're right. The goals against, absolutely.
They keep the puck out of their net well. Their special teams is good.
Yeah.
To me, I think Windsor, the 4 spot right now, awfully close to tying the Flint Firebirds.
Yeah.
Ties. We have ties now in almost 2026. That's not. Hey, that's gonna be my New Year's resolution. No more ties.
All right.
No, I haven't had one though since October. So
then King's Court, if you have a tie, 50-cent fine.
Pitch in.
All right.
A 6-pack for the year end.
Only 6? Oh, that's
I'll start with a 6.
It's a little depressing, but all right.
Sometimes you gotta start with a 6 to get it done.
It's very true. Gotta start somewhere, I guess.
Exactly.
Number 4 for me, and again, it's very close. It's based off of recency a little bit, but the Kitchener Rangers at the number 4 spot. 47 points. They lead their division right now by a couple over London with a game in hand. But 7-2-1 in their last 10 are the Kitchener Rangers. Who's number 3, Colin?
3 for me, the Flint Firebirds. I know I went through the standings and it wasn't even through top 5 in the standings, my power ranking this week. I just thought Flint Firebirds have the 3rd best team right now. I love the way they play the game, and getting Kevin He's a big ad for them.
For sure.
It's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. They're with me as well. At number 3 are the Flint Firebirds. The penalty minutes are one thing that really stand out to me at 384. That is well below what the Spitfires and Rangers are at, which bodes well for the Firebirds down the stretch and then into the postseason also.
And their PK is good too.
Yeah, I was going to say they've got a good PK anyway, so it might not make a difference. But I think obviously this is, again, the Captain Obvious key to the week. Less time you're in the penalty box, better chance you have to attack and win some hockey games by scoring a lot of goals. So
and that's a lot of their successes.
Absolutely. So give me the Flint Firebirds at number 3. Who's number 2, Colin?
All right, here we go.
We're going to get heated for this one.
I can't wait. This will be a good debate. It'll be good. This is where we need Brandon, BC, to have the hold court on it.
Need a gavel.
Yeah, we need the mediator.
Yeah.
Brantford Bulldogs 2 for me.
So yeah, and we'll start this conversation by saying this. Colin's got Brantford 2, Ottawa 1. I've got Ottawa 2, Brantford 1, just to let everybody know.
And honestly, it's recency bias with why I have Ottawa 1. Probably in 2 weeks when the World Juniors is over, I'm going to have Brantford 1. On paper, Brantford's a better team than Ottawa. But right now, the Ottawa 67 is winning 7 games in a row like that. And I know they beat a Junior B team before the break, but that means they still won 6 other games other than that, which is very impressive to me. They've only given up 80 goals too as well. You give up 80 goals, you're going to have a major success rate. They're near the upper half too in goals for, mid in goals for. I think that Ottawa is one of the most dangerous teams. Right now, honestly, I'd probably give Coach of the Year to Dave Cameron. Sorry, Jay. I know I've been riding.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
Hey, Brantford.
Drop the bomb.
I know. Colin Bomb. I just think with Brantford, with where they were ranked before the season, this is expected. Ottawa's not expected. Props to Ottawa. Honestly, sometimes you got to tip your cap. for the Bulldogs, I mean, yeah, they're a great team on paper. They probably are the best team in the OHL. But right now, recency bias, the power rankings is a week-to-week thing. Next week, it could be it could be the opposite. But right now, 7 wins in a row for the Ottawa 67s. Take the Brantford game out, 6 games in a row. That's still good enough to be my number one team in the power rankings, in my opinion. I think Ottawa, I mean, the fact is that they go if they do what I said and get 3 good centers, that's tough to match up with. Because the way the Brantford's been struggling in the faceoff dot, they're not winning that series against Ottawa if Ottawa gets 3 good centers, especially with the way they forecheck Ottawa. That's the number one struggle against Brantford in the Jay McKee system historically is the forecheck, and I just think that's something that's going to be tough for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, for me, Ottawa beat a Bulldogs team that had no Jake O'Brien, no Adam Bannock, no
but they still won
Jetlichenko.
6 in a row.
You didn't have Juracek on the back end. There was no Danford, no Dravetsky.
But other than that,
take this win in December.
100%. But they still won 6 in a row.
Cool. Look at the power plays. Look at the penalty kills. That's what I base mine off of. Those extra numbers there, like 35.8 compared to 21.
It's right now though.
83.5 compared to 72. For me, yes, you can look at right now, and that's where I went with Kitchener and Windsor. But overall, Brantford's a better team. In my opinion, Brantford's a better team.
On paper,
whether,
for sure.
I don't want to get too heated into this. It's the holidays. We're supposed to be nice to each other.
No, you can do it. No, I'm ready. Because I think that
Ottawa's
better team.
Also, this is another prime example why division winners should not be guaranteed the 1-2 spot. Brantford has 8 more points than Barrie, but is not ahead of them in the standings. To me, that's a joke, and that's got to change.
100%. No, that's a fact.
But Brantford's also lost 2 less times in regulation. Now,
wins and losses.
Read that into however you want. They've still lost more games than Ottawa. I guess 10, if my math is mathing. 5-4-1, 7-1. Yeah, that's mathing. Yeah, 9 and 10. Ottawa does have 1 more game played, so I guess there's that. But I just don't buy the recency with these two
that's
teams.
The power ranking, though. It's recency bias. Each week it changes. It changes. That's the power ranking. It's recency bias. Like I said,
not always.
Well, it's a power ranking. Each week it changes. That's what it is. Like I said, next week if Brantford goes and wins 3 in a row. Exactly. Well, that's what I do my power ranking on. Like if Brantford goes and wins 3 in a row and Ottawa loses 3 in a row, Ottawa's obviously not going to be 1. They're probably not going to be in the top 3. But that's just the way I do my power ranking.
Yep, all good. But those are our power rankings. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see it on the screen there. And that'll do it for our holiday show. I guess we could call it. Don't really do this very often, or I don't think we ever have. Maybe once. But it was fun to get back together, and again, hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Hope everyone had a nice time with their families, and we hope you enjoy the New Year as well. The New Year's Eve festivities in your local cities or towns, wherever you celebrate this. If you're going over to a buddy's house, whatever the case might be, hope you have a great New Year's Eve and day. And we'll get back at it next week. So we've got an exciting week. Rare Tuesday day games that will obviously be in the books by the time that this episode is released. But 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock before a couple of 7 o'clocks on Tuesday today, and then obviously New Year's Eve. You've got some early starts as well, so fans can get home to celebrate the new year. But for us, we'll be off. We'll enjoy all of the action. Hope you will too. So for BC up in the clouds, for Colin Ward, I'm Reese Dumaney. Thanks so much for tuning in to the OHL in 60 podcast, whether you're watching us on the Armchair GM Sports Network YouTube page or listening on your favorite audio platforms. We appreciate it as always, and we will chat again in 7 days.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.